Hey everyone, Swampfox here. I'm going to start the Monk Legion changes video. In Legion, Blizzard didn't really change too much for monks since they've only really been out, in two entire expansions. They're focusing on making sure monk abilities and gameplay better match like class lore and backstory, and quality of life improvements. On to Brewmaster. Now, I'm not terribly familiar with monks, as I'm sure most people aren't, because that's the least played class. But I'll just go over the basic abilities for Master. Tiger Palm, basic melee attack that reduces the cooldown of your brew abilities. Keg Smash, short-ranged attack that reduces the cooldown on your brew abilities and also damages all enemies near the target. Breath of Fire, ability that with a short cooldown that hits all enemies in front of you. Targets affected by Keg Smash also take damage over time. Stagger is the passive that Brewmasters have. A portion of all damage you take is delayed and spread out over the next few seconds. That's why monks never take a huge amount of damage. It's kind of nice. Purifying Brew is an ability with a short cooldown that removes part of your stagger damage. And Iron Skin Brew is another ability with the short cooldown that massively increases the amount of damage converted into stagger. Let's take a look at some of the Brewmaster talents. Two that stood out to me were Eye of the Tiger, because Eye of the Tiger. It's a passive. Tiger Palm also applies Eye of the Tiger, dealing 7,200 nature damage to the enemy and 7,200 healing to the monk over the next 8 seconds. Nice little hot for Brewmasters to keep themselves up. And Invoke Nizu, the Black Ox. Now, it's kind of like the ox statue, but not really. Summons an effigy of Nizao, the Black Ox, for 45 seconds. Nizao's attacks your primary target and taunts it. He also frequently stomps, damaging all nearby enemies. So it's a nice little AoE in addition with Breath of Fire. Onto Mistweaver, healing spec for monks. A couple of changes. Renewing Mist used to pretty much have to keep up on all times, and then you would use Effuse while Renewing Mist was being cast. It was kind of unique because you were channeling one spell and then using another spell at the same time. But they got rid of that. Now Effuse is just a fast, inexpensive heal. Renewing Mist is instant heal over time with a short cooldown that moves to another target if its target reaches full health. That's pretty cool that they changed. Enveloping Mist is a short duration heal over time that increases your other heals on that target. Vivify is a group heal that heals the target and 2 other nearby party members. Essence Font, the group heal that heals many nearby allies over time. I'd like to see that in action. I'm curious how much that's going to heal for. And Soothing Mist is the passive. Use Vivify and Enveloping Mist cause you to continue channeling healing on your target until you take some other action. That's a good way to save mana right there. Alright, let's take a look at the Mistweaver Talents. That stand out to me. Mistwalk, I'm sure you'll be seeing this one a lot. Instantly dash to a friendly player, heal them for 10,000 health, roughly. It'll be like the opposite of the Priest ability, where they tug you to you. You'll go to them. And the second one is Refreshing Jade Wind. Summon a whirling tornado around you, causing 8,200 healing over 5.4 seconds to up to 6 allies within 8 yards, increasing the healing of Essence Font by 20% while active. So it sounds like an OP Tranquility to me. Alright, on to the Windwalker spec. They really haven't changed this too much. It still uses Chi as a resource, unlike the other two, whose mana or brew stacks. Tiger Palm generates 2 Chi. Rising Sun Kick spends 2 Chi. Blackout Kick spends 1 Chi. Fist of Fury, a very strong melee attack with a cooldown that spends 3 Chi. I don't think it still does the roll. They still have the ability to roll. Seems like the other two do not. So. And last but not least, Storm, Earth, and Fire. Split into 3 elemental spirits for 15 seconds, each spirit dealing 45% of normal damage and healing. You directly control the storm spirit, while earth and fire spirits mimic your attacks on nearby enemies. While active, casting storm, earth, and fire again will cause the spirits to fixate on your target. That's a big improvement over what it was, because you used to summon one ability, or summon one spirit, and then your damage was reduced overall. Now this way, it just does damage. Windwalker talents are pretty neat. The two I like most are the 100 level talents, Chi Orbit and Whirling Dragon Punch, which is a great name. Chi Orbit is passive. Every 5 seconds, an orb of energy forms and rotates around you until it impacts an enemy, dealing 5,800 damage to all nearby enemies. Maximum of 4 orbs. So it's a nice passive, damage. I'm all for that. Less I have to do. Whirling Dragon Punch performs a devastating whirling upward strike, dealing 48k damage to all nearby enemies. Only usable while Fists of Fury and Rising Sun Kick are on cooldown. That'd be a nice addition to the rotation. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. There'll be videos to come, so stay tuned.